That's my song. That's all I got. That is the outer limit of my musical talent. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about content. I put the word hack. It's not really a hack, but I ran out of room. I was going to go content strategy, this and that, and I just realized after I wrote content, I ran out of room, so I put hack. But we can think of it as a hack because this is what I'm going to say. Creating content just to create content is one thing, but creating content that actually, hello, I know it's a Monday random afternoon, so I do see some eyeballs coming in here. But whether you're watching the replay or you're watching it live, it's just going to be a quick few minutes to talk about content. Super simple. But before I do get into it, I just have one thing I want to say is creating content. We all know what content marketing is. That's not a secret. Content marketing. You create content, people consume it, they watch it, and they build a relationship with you and end up possibly working with you or not. Pretty simple in theory, yet sometimes difficult to execute. And so to me, effective content checks a few boxes. One, it's actually what people want, so they actually watch it and take action on it. But two, there's a difference between creating content for your audience that you have already. That's great, but that's limiting the growth. Whereas creating content that also attracts new people into your tribe, now you're seeing exponential results, not just linear results. Because you can keep creating awesome content to the same 100 people or 1,000 people. That's not it might turn into some clients, but once you weed it out, you're done. But if you can keep growing your audience and using your content to do it, now you're winning. It's 5 steps. Mucho simple, no secret, nothing crazy about it. Okay, and I have one more thing that I think is important to explain is this doesn't matter what kind of content you create, video, podcasts, written, blogs, we do it all. We do 3 podcast episodes a week. We've been doing that for probably 3 years now. It's a top 10 rated podcast. It did not get there overnight, and we drive massive amounts of traffic through the podcast. It did take a while to do, but I was also all over the place in the early days of it, so I could have sped it up. YouTube channel is 3 videos a week. It drives most of our content. I like YouTube and podcasts because it's long form. Social media, Facebook and Instagram, I'm less interested in because it's very short form. It serves its purpose, but it's not our main focus. We call it micro content. So micro content, you'll take macro content being like a YouTube and a podcast, and micro content being like Instagram or Facebook, where it gets repurposed, and then you can use it as a bit of a tool to drive traffic into different macro content that actually educates. I want to make that clear. What I'm getting at here is it doesn't matter how you create this, whether it's video, whether it's podcast, whether it's audio, whether it's blogs. I am speaking more to long form content, but Instagram can be long form. Facebook can't be long form. Hello. I see some people coming in. Say hello. It's Monday. Mondays are always dead. Like the lives are always dead. But I was going to record this video and upload it, so I just thought I'd go live and do it real time because it's a little bit easier. But if you want to say hello, hello. We stopped sending emails on Mondays too. Emails seems to be always the quietest, dead spot. And that's just the way it is, but that's all good. So, it doesn't matter how you're creating this content or what you're posting it on, or the medium of delivery is unimportant. A lot of people spend a lot of time focusing on, well, should I do video or should I do a podcast? Should I do a blog or should I do this or should I do that? It truly, genuinely does not matter at all. I always say, what are you most interested in? Because we'll be able to develop, what up, Justin? You'll be able to develop that skill set. If we are always pushing and trying to develop content on some platform that we're just like, damn, well, I guess I'll just do it because Justin told me to. I guess I'll just do it because Lucas said it's the best. Dead end. Because we're not aligned with it. And so if it's podcast or video or, you want to try out a few and find your rhythm, awesome. But ultimately, that's what it's all about. Okay. 5 steps. I'm going to rip through these. I might not even write these down because I might use this to create a YouTube video later and I don't have to waste paper. I'm becoming very conscious of use. 5 steps, really quick. Attention. Hello. You have to get attention. Now, everyone's going to have a different way of doing it, and this is where you can have a lot of fun. You have 5 seconds to get attention. If you're writing What's the headline? What's the first sentence? Most important. If it's a video, what's the headline? What's the first thing you're going to say? If it's a podcast, you've got the headline, of course, and then you've got maybe 5 or 10 seconds of audio. What could you say? I make this sometimes, but doing a video of like, hey, my name is XYZ, and you just start talking about something that doesn't instantly capture the attention, it's better to do that in 15 or 20 seconds. Just think about how you arrange your content. 5 seconds, number one, get attention. Most important thing. However you decide to do that. You could take your shirt off if you wanted to. You could throw something. You could, or, and this goes hand in hand with number 2, state the problem. You can get away with doing both at the same time. So you can get attention by saying, hey, in this video, if you just want to keep it on the nose, in this video, I want to, and you explain the biggest problem. What's the biggest problem that you're going to help solve? You can mix the two. I do like to spend the first 5 minutes getting attention in your own special, unique way. Have fun with it. What could catch attention? Is it going to be the view? Nope, not today because I wanted to do it here. Could it be the flipboard? Could it be something I do? Could it be some music I play? What could it be? What could it do? Just to grab 5 seconds, that's all you got. If you can earn that, then you might get some interest in like, okay, now I want to see what's behind it, where you go into the problem. Number 2 will be the problem. What's the problem you're going to solve in this piece of content, in this video, in this podcast, in this blog, in whatever it is you're doing? What's the big problem you're going to solve? In this, so Justin, in this video, I'm going to help you master Instagram. Hello. I see some people coming in. It's Monday. It's always really quiet. I don't know if people are sleepy, if we haven't had our coffee yet, but say hello. And we're talking about content, and I want to make sure your content reaches more people this week, brings more people into your tribe, and builds better relationships. So say hello. Let me know you're here. And number 2 that we're talking about is, where was I? Justin, help me out here. Right, the problem. What's the big problem you want to solve? In this video, I'm going to show you how to get more Instagram, or this, or that, or double, or triple, or whatever that is. How to lose this, that. How to get hyper-focused. How to get more discipline so you can accomplish this and this. Number 2, the problem. Number 3, what up, Carrie? Number 3, you want to double down on that problem. Okay, I'm going to write these down because there's a few people here, and this will be really beneficial. So we're talking about content. Number 1, attention. I'm trying not to waste paper, and I'm going to create a YouTube video, so I didn't want to write on this, but I'm going to write on it. Because greetings, Richard. Hello from England. England. English? I can't do the accent. I'm not going to try. All right, so attention. Number 1, you got to get attention. How are you going to get attention? Get very creative. This is where you and your personality can really shine. Whether it's in your writing, whether it's in your podcast, whether it's in your video. This is where your personality can really shine. You can have so much fun with it. Maybe you're balancing something on your nose. Maybe you know how to juggle. I don't know. Just have fun with it. And you can kind of let your freak flag fly, so to speak, in that first 5 seconds. Really show who you are. Let's get some attention. Number 2, this is 5 seconds. Literally 5 seconds. I've done this before. It's a blooper at the front. If you have like a really hard time when your mouth is being all weird, and you just have 18 different takes, like put your stupidest stuff in the first 10 seconds. It's funny. It shows who you are. We ain't as perfect as we make ourselves seem to be. All right, attention. Number 2, so that's 5 seconds. 5, 10 seconds. If you do it for like 30 seconds, people will leave, or it's now a comedy piece that defeats the purpose of educating. Number 2, the problem. What's the big problem that you're solving? And now you can state that clearly. That's what you, literally, if you're planning out your content, just plan, how am I going to get attention in this piece? Great. What's the big problem in 1 sentence or 2 sentences, whatever, that I'm going to help solve? Boom. Big problem. Now, people can either leave if that's not a problem. Like if you create content and every single time you create a piece of content, it gets like 8, 10 shares and you get 3 or 4 requests for working with you, this is not relative to you. If you don't, this is relative, and that's what we're going to help you with, right? So you're saying something along those lines. Now you're want to appeal to some emotion. I explain this in 2 different ways. Sometimes I'll use emotion. Sometimes I'll use why. Why should someone listen to you? You still haven't earned the right for someone's 5 or 10 minutes of attention. You've talked about the attention. You've talked about the problem. Why should someone listen? Why should Richard, I don't know, give me your niche, Richard. Or maybe I'll use some real-time examples. because I work in so many different niches that I'm always hearing the problems in the content. So I'm pretty highly aware of what actually sells and what content gets attention in whatever niche that you're in. So let me know what niche you're in, and we'll have some fun with this, and we'll see if I'm on point or off it today. I'm feeling pretty hyped up. I feel really great today. So we'll see how sharp I am today. So give me a few of your niches or some of your main problems, and I'll use real-time examples. But what I'm saying is, if I'm Richard and I help people write books or something, whatever, just because you have got someone's attention and you've said in this video, I will talk to you about the best way to structure a book, let's just say, or the best way to come up with all of the chapters in your book. Let's just say that's a problem. I don't know, but let's say that's a problem. Now, why should someone spend 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 minutes with you? And here's where you can really appeal to some emotion. So you could talk about what the problem is causing. So if that was my space, I'd be talk about the chapters of the book and then go into, I know how frustrating it can be, I'm making this up, how frustrating it can be to lay out a book. Maybe you've already done like 13 versions of your book. You always get to page 30 and you just can't see, you don't have a structure. And if you could only create a structure, if we could lay out the chapters, if we could lay out the 12 big chunks, your huge idea into 12 ideas, now you've got a blueprint, now you've got a game plan, now you're clear. And now it's going to be easier to write this sucker because you can put your thoughts out. Now you've got my attention. I'm just like, damn, now I see the value in this content. Now you've earned my full attention, not just, it's easy to do clickbait. Clickbait is easy. You don't want clickbait. You want to grab someone's attention and then let them know the problem and then why. Why do you want to stay, right? So what do we got here? If Richard doesn't answer, okay, if you guys are struggling with your niche, because I don't want anyone struggling with their niche, I've got a beautiful 30-minute video. Just put the word niche and I'll make sure you get it. And then I've got a download that goes deep into niche creation and getting really specific on your superpower and how you want to serve. So if you put the word niche, I'll make sure you get it. It's free and all that fun stuff. And it'll help you dial in your niche. So just leave niche and I'll make sure you get it. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm supposed to niche. Good. Okay, if Richard doesn't answer. Okay, Carrie, good. I'm a leadership coach consultant. Great. So leadership, Carrie, help me out here. Carrie, for leadership stuff, what are the 3 biggest problems that your clients face when it comes to leadership? And your specific clients, so your niche down clients. What are 3 specific problems? And we'll play off that in the next example. Fair? All right, so you got attention, you got problem, you got emotion. Problem, honestly, shouldn't take more than 20 seconds. Emotion shouldn't really take another 20 seconds after that. So you're not even a minute in. You're like half a minute in or 40 seconds in, and you've already captured attention, stated the problem, talked about the emotion, what's the reason why, what's pain is this causing, made it real, and talked about the gains. At the end of this video, you're going to be clear on this and that, so you can actually sit down, focus, and get the book out into the world that's going to triple your business, or get you on stages, or finally be something that you wanted to do your entire life. Put it out there. Or in Carrie's instance, she's just going to give us some leadership issues or leadership problems that she faces. And I'll give you a few examples of if I was your content writer, how I do it, Carrie. Great. So now by here, people are either going to, this is kind of that right here, go or stay. That's what we want. At this point, people are either going to go, they're going to say, this isn't for me. I don't need this, or they don't think they need it, or whatever it is. And that's fine. They'll go. Some will say, Carrie, that's exactly what I need. So defining their purpose and values, aligning their work, staying aligned as they work towards their goals. Great. I love alignment. That's a topic I talk about a lot because I think it's probably one of the most important things for coaches because there's a lot of, they're misaligned. They're doing a whole bunch of random stuff and it's not creating a result because they're not aligned. So I'm going to go with defining their purpose and values. So if I had something to do with purpose and maybe there's like a lack of motivation, having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning when it used to be there, it's no longer there. Maybe they've accomplished some kind of goal. I'm speaking from experience here. Huge goal. And then they find themselves sort of floating. Okay, what's next? What am I doing next? Is that all there is? Or do I have a deeper purpose in my life? Something like that. So if we were doing content around that, grab attention. Only Carrie could grab attention. I couldn't do it. Like Carrie would use her own style. Maybe she's got some funny quirk or something she could do to grab attention, then I state the problem. You cannot lead if you're not extreme. I'm making this up, Carrie. You could do this better than me, but you cannot effectively lead your team or your business or your company if you're not sold on the purpose. If you're not sold on the purpose, no one else in the company is going to be sold on the purpose. We move from the problem, now we're moving into the emotion, transitioning. If we can just help you get clarity, if you stick around for 10 minutes, I'm going to give you 3 exercises, 3 questions you can ask yourself to get so on purpose, so on point that you will naturally, you get the point. Emotion, and here's the benefit. If you can stick around, that's why it's going to be worth it. You're earning this. In 8 or 10 minutes, here's the outcome that you're going to have. I'm listening. If that's relevant to me, I'm listening. All in. Let's do it. All in. And because of that, I'm leaning in. And because of that, 8 minutes later, Carrie, I see Carrie not as some online weirdo, but as someone I maybe relate with. Maybe I trust at that point. Maybe I'm excited for her next video. Bam. Without that, I see a lot of this. And I say this with love, but here's what I see. Hey, my name's Carrie. And Carrie, you may not be doing this. I'm just using you as an example. So I apologize if you're not doing this, but you get the point. Hey, or I'll use a different name. Hey, Alan. Hey, I'm Alan, creator of Alan Coaching. And in today's video, I want to talk about purpose. And then it's like the intro video plays. It's kind of like, okay, Alan, I don't know who you are. I don't really care. 100%, like actually don't. We're all extremely busy. And purpose is a pretty big, I don't know. And I don't care about your intro little logo. I don't. What if Alan said, didn't even mention his name, but what if it went right down to, I don't know, Alan doing something funny where I'm just like, oh, who's this? 2-3 seconds, that's it. And then Alan goes, in today's video, or maybe one big problem I see for executives, or maybe your niche, Carrie, is business leaders, or maybe it's entrepreneurs, or maybe it's managers, maybe it's, I don't know where, maybe someone who's trying to move into management. I don't know what kind of leaders you work with. It's important to define that because that's not niche. And I talk about the emotions, the problems. In my instance, you can't, if you're lost on your purpose, then you can't lead. You can't. And so if your team is misaligned and you're misaligned on your purpose, then it's a big mess. And this is what it's costing you. It's probably costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars and this and that and clients and customers. I'm like, damn, I'm listening, Carrie. Quit. You're strumming. What's that song? Strumming my pain with his fingers. No, yeah? I don't know. What is that? Who is that? It's something epic. Anyway, I think it's a rap group. Maybe not. Anyway. Strumming my pain with your fingers. Who sings that? If someone knows, let me know. Okay. Now I decide if I want to go. Carrie, I don't know. Not really into it. Or yes, please give me some more. Now it's really simple. You deliver. We can go with the solution, or you actually deliver the content. This is where you shine. I like to do 1, 2, and 3 steps. Maybe sometimes it's just one really. Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. That's right. Nate Dogg is in the house. You deliver 1, 2, 3. Fugees. Okay. Kidding. So you would plan that out. You'd have step 1, step 2, step 3, or one big idea, one big action step. You're making this very actionable. You want people leaving with your content in bite-sized chunks to be actionable. So at the end of this, and I'm just so used to doing this that I no longer have to think about it, but I'm going to ask, hey, on a piece of paper, write down these 5 things and try. Next time, Nate, you create a video. Next time, Richard, you create something. Next time, Carrie, you create something. Write these 5 things down on a piece of paper and just put 1 note beside each. That's it. Study it and then throw it away. Film your video with at least this pouring into your subconscious and manifesting in some way. And I can guarantee you, if you look at the video that you do with this and the video you did last week, a few factors are in play. The time, if you post this at 1 in the morning, no one's going to watch it, but you get the point. If you post it on Tuesday at 5 o'clock, your old video, and you post Tuesday at 5 o'clock, a new video with this structure, I can guarantee you some other factors in play, of course, like world events and what's going on, but I can guarantee you with consistency, especially if you did this over time, you'll get more views, more comments, possible shares, more engagement, and possibly people reaching out to you depending on how many people saw it. Fair? Then you got your final one, and this is the one that everybody misses or everyone's butchers. Dude, you gotta have a CTA. You did all of this work. Now, a CTA doesn't mean, hey, Carrie, buy my stuff. It's only $12. Buy it. It could. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be book a call. Hey, if you really enjoyed this and you feel like this has really served you, and you know you want to take the next step, next jump, and work with a coach, work with a mentor, maybe explore our programs, book a call. It could be that. Doesn't have to be. It could be a giveaway you're doing. It could be subscribe. It could be check this out. It could be download this. Like, I don't have any crazy freebie, like I don't have any kind of downloads for content. Maybe I should, because I know it's a hot topic. If I did, I'd say, hey, if you really enjoyed this video, check out lucasrubix.com/content if I did have something, and you could download it. Now it's serving, and now you're on the list, and now I can make sure you're getting the best of the best content. I don't, so that wouldn't be a good call to action here. But you gotta have a call to action, and you gotta plan it out ahead of time. My niche, kick-ass, change-making entrepreneurs, stepping up, creating the financial wealth in a more kind, just, and sustainable world. Awesome. Change-making entrepreneurs, good. I think that could be a little bit more defined, but it's an awesome start, and you're already 80% there. Cool. You gotta have the call to action, and I can't stress this enough. Now, the call to action does not have to mean buy. It can mean, view. It can mean, that's a thumb up, by the way. Doesn't really look like it, but you get the point. Thumbs up. It can be a like. It can be a comment. It can be, hey, let me know the biggest thing you got from this. It can be something I love doing is like the one thing. And I can ask this right now. The one thing you got from this, what are you going to do with it? How can we apply just one thing? Yeah, we have a whole bunch of ideas that we talk about one thing. Just one thing. What can you do to apply it? Just one. I love that call to action, especially for just value. Like, I have no intent behind this video today other than, hey, I know this would help. Let me share it. And what's the biggest thing you got? If you know a community of coaches that you know this could serve, share it. Now, if I had a lead generator behind it, that's probably what I would share. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense. I'd say, yo, you know what? Check this out. And I think it could really, really serve you if you want to go about 18 layers deeper. And maybe, I have a content blueprint, a content map, and 8 done for you pieces of content that you can just readjust. Now, there's a lot of value in that. That is a lot of perceived value for someone to say, okay, frick, I'll get off social and I'll actually check this out. It's a big ask. I think we think that we can just do a piece of content where we'll earn views, people will just like, and everyone's going to download our lead magnet just because we said so and we're the greatest gift that God's ever created on the planet. Not true. I always share this is, from our perspective, we're the center of the solar system, the universe. We're the sun. And everything in perspective to us, on a day-to-day, of course, sometimes we take time out and, self-aware, and we can come out and see the big picture. But for the most part, we're living a human experience, and hence we enjoy the human experience. And sometimes it's easy to forget that just because we created something awesome, just because it's free, and just because we were excited to create it and we put in 8 hours to create something, we share it with the world and no one gives a shit. And I know that's painful. You have a message, you have something. But we need to be aware that from their perspective, they're the center of the universe and the solar system. And they're looking up at our little video, and it's just a small little pebble circulating everything that's going on in their life. Think about that. We have to become that aware. We have to stop thinking about ourselves. That is business. That is how you succeed in this game, 100%. As a coach, that is how you succeed, full stop. No other skill will benefit you more. And so how do we make our rock shine the brightest? How do we make the biggest rock? How do we get closer? And this is the way you do it, is you get out of you, and you accept, if you're in business, you accept that you are there not to be the hero of the story, but your clients, your potential clients, your audience, they're the hero. Carrie's the hero. I'm here to serve. And I'm like, yo, Carrie, maybe she could engage better with her audience. Maybe her content isn't as tight as it could be. Maybe she's leaving a ton of opportunity, a ton of clients on the table because her content's falling through. So how could I create something really quick to serve someone like Carrie? And I'm not the center of the universe here. Carrie is. Justin is. Who else is in here? Nate Don. Richard is. This is making sense. I hope this lands. I hope that makes sense. And so this is just, I would consider this more of a framework than rules. Rules will suck. This is what I hate about this space and what I really want to change is it has to be done this way. This is the best marketing. This is how you have to do this. That sucks creativity, individualism, and your personality out of it. Rules. And I'm not much one for rules. My driving record will prove that to be true. And your a framework, though, by the way, a framework, you can still put in your own individuality, your own personality, your own creativity into the content and use this as a bit of a loose framework. Now, again, like if you got rid of this, like, you know, yes, you can still create content. We can use this as a framework, but how you choose to deliver it is totally up to you. You can deliver it however you like. I don't think there's a hard and fast rule for that. But the framework is really important. I wanna remind you of that as well, and then I'll go and I'll let you be and continue your day. And there's actually quite a few of you on Mondays. I usually don't do these on Mondays because it's like one person. Whereas Tuesdays are like 40 people sometimes. It's really interesting. Mondays, I think everyone's back at it and, you know, doing the thing. So I get it. But thank you for being here, and I truly hope this served. I truly hope this helped. Remember, I think from the key lessons, let me know the biggest thing you got. For me, if I could break it down into the 3 biggest things, if you're just watching the recap here. Framework, not rules. Use this as a framework, but don't be so, I need to do it this way. It's like, try it out, but inject your own Carrieisms or your own Nateisms in there. Have some fun. Don't be afraid to be a little bit weird, because I can guarantee you, Carrie, you're weird in some way. And Nate, you're probably a weirdo too in some way. And that's the coolest thing about you. That is like the coolest thing about you. Some people won't like it. That's why I did that post yesterday. I had an email from someone saying that I talk too loud and that it's like too aggressive or something like that. And I responded or whatever, and it is what it is. But that's me. I ain't changing that for you because you don't like it. And some people just won't like you, Carrie. But that's great, because here's that beautiful moment where you can go. Yo, you can go. You can go. I don't need you here. I want the ones who want to be here. My tribe, my people. A little bit weird, extremely passionate, and willing to put in the work. And if my voice bugs you, that's great. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not changing my voice. You can go. Carrie, you too. Nate Dogg, you too. Yeah, you can go. Please go. You're ruining my algorithm. And then those who want to stay, they can stay, right? Totally, Carrie. Totally, Nate. So, number 1. Number 2, call to action. If I had to drive one thing home, I don't see when I review clients' work, many times they're missing the call to action, or they bomb it, whether it's confidence, whether it's belief in their stuff, whether it's, there's many reasons for it, whether it's a low self-worth and they just feel like they can't ask. It's many things, and we can talk about that forever. I won't. You've got to make the ask. I keep looking over here because I think the camera's here, but it's actually here. But you've got to ask. You've got to say, if you resonated with this, if this helped you, if you enjoyed this, if you got value from this, here's what I want you to do next. Here's what's next. If you want to take the next step, don't do your audience a disservice by not doing that. Cool? You got to have a call to action, and you got to speak it with extreme confidence, not just, sort of, got it, you know, oh, you enjoyed it, I got a website, you want to show? If you want it. You don't have to. You could. You don't have to, though. If you're busy or whatever, don't. It's okay. Go watch someone else's video. F that. You got to own it. I'll just break it down to those 2 things. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got. Cool. Appreciate y'all. Truly hope this served. Tomorrow is Q4. We're doing it with, if you're a client past or present, I don't care if I worked with you 2 years ago, You'll know this on the 1st is the Q4. We're going to spend quite a bit of time in a Zoom room, and I'm going to be doing this every quarter with clients from now on. Is a big conference call where basically, I'm treating everything like a massive team, and so every quarter we do it. So on the 1st, Justin, you better be there. We're doing a Q4 type thing where I'm talking about some of the things that are really working. But if you're not a client, or you never have been a client, or you're not in any part of our programs, and I consider anyone who's bought anything a client. If you're not, then tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. PST, just put the word Q4. Most of you are already aware of it, and I know you're showing up. We're also giving away a mic tomorrow, which is really, really exciting. But Q4, let me know. But it's at 5:30 tomorrow, and I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek into a lot of that stuff. And a lot of what we're covering, a lot of what worked. We took one program from around $25,000 to $80,000, especially over the last 6 months. During Corona, when everyone said it can't be done, everyone got into defense. Defense. And I'm like, damn, let's get on offense. Let's get out there. Let's find things that work. There was 3 things that really worked for us for the last 6 months, and that's what I'm sharing on tomorrow's live. It is free, by the way. Tomorrow you can join us. It's at 5:30 on this Facebook page or my personal profile. Make sure you're there. Leave Q4 if you want to be there. And then Justin, you're welcome, of course, to be there tomorrow. But for all clients, whether it was through the Breakthrough Program, the Coaches University, our one-on-one, our Coaches Circle, or anything it is we do, on the 1st, it'll probably be an hour to 2 hours inside a Zoom room, Q4, and from now on, it's something we're making available to all of our clients, and you get that for life until I die, or I guess stop doing what I'm doing. Even if you're in one of our programs, you can join this every quarter for the rest of time. I'm doing quarterly roundups, quarterly meetings. It's in a Zoom room, and we all meet. And I just chat about what worked for us in the last 3 months, what didn't work, and what I'm projecting is going to work for the next quarter, what we're doing for the next quarter. And I'm using it as an opportunity for all clients to plug in, to get tuned up, to reset, because that happens. And so that's on the 1st. So Justin, I think, is the only one in here. Yes, Justin. That's on the 1st for you, Justin. Make sure you're there. I swear. And again, if you're on this live and you're not a client or you're not part of the Coaches U or anything like that, tomorrow at 5:30, I'm going to be talking about what we did over the last, especially 6 months, to scale one of our programs and make. It's actually $88,000, but we don't include PayPal. So in Stripe, the evidence shows 80, and that's fine. So I just call it 80. Who cares? And so I'll be talking about what really worked. There was one big mindset shift. What up, Tammy? What up, doggy? There's a big mindset shift. Huge. And it's going to continue. Please, if you hate me for this, it's fine. If you're waiting for this thing to be over, you've already lost. It's not going back to how it was. And we have to adapt, shift, pivot the way we market and the way we communicate our message. That's a must. If we don't, I don't care. I'm not doing this to create scarcity so you buy something. If you don't, you will be in massive amounts of pain. Take it or leave it. It's fine. I took it, and the last 6 months has been an incredible journey, an incredible ride, and I know it has for those who have taken that as well. Sometimes we're so resistant to change. We're like, it'll get better, until finally, you are forced off the ledge. And to me, I'm just like, dude, just jump. Just jump. Rip the Band-Aid off now, because you'll be that much further ahead. Take inspired action towards it and keep shifting and pivoting. So I probably tried about 100 things in the last 3 months, no joke, and probably 3 of them really worked, and 97 of them didn't. And that's what I'm sharing, and that's what I want to do in these quarterlies. Here's everything that didn't work, so I could show clients so they don't have to make the same mistakes. Here's what worked. Do more of this. And I'm hoping to lead the pack and lead from the front, so to speak, and share the failures as well, which is something that sometimes we don't do enough of. And I think it's really important because everyone thinks that it just works, but it doesn't. So that's for all clients. And we will not be charging for that at first. So it's kind of cool. If you've been on the fence or even slightly interested in working with us at any capacity, just reach out on Messenger to me or Sarah. We can show you kind of what it is we're doing. But you will be a part of that. I don't know what it's going to be called yet. Maybe the quarterly roundup or something. I don't know. I don't have a name for it. Doesn't really matter. In every quarter, I don't care if you join me for the next 5 years, you'll be a part of that. So anytime you want to join, it's on the 1st, unless the 1st lands on a Saturday or Sunday. Then it gets moved to the Monday, whatever that may be. But it's going to be on the 1st of every month. And we do a big Zoom room powwow. And no matter what program you join us in, you get lifetime access to that until I die or we stop doing this, which isn't anytime soon. 10 years. Maybe in 10 years I'll be doing something different. I don't know. All right, that's all I got. I truly hope this serves. Let me know if you want in on the Q4. That is a free live tomorrow. And Tammy, I'll see you there. And I'm going to stop talking because I could go forever. And I will let you go. Appreciate y'all being here on a Monday. That's crazy. Usually these Mondays are extremely quiet. But maybe I'll just do these on a Monday. I've committed to creating at least a quick live or a video every single day on my personal Facebook page, whether that's 2 minutes or 30 minutes. Tomorrow's the big one, though. Every second week, we're having a big one. What up, Chelsea? We're having a big one on every second week with a giveaway, and that's on my free page. So that's all I got. www.lucasrubix.com for anything else. There's a lot of free stuff that you could grab and check out on the podcast episode. We're doing a lot on the podcast recently. It's actually insane, some of the guests we've had. Like insane. I can't wait for some of those to release, including Brandon Kane. Everything's at the website. Just check it out if you dare. And with that said, I'm out of here and I'll talk to you soon.